Hey everybody, look who's back. It's Old Man Silver. Um, as I said a while back, I was going to put up a few videos now and then, and if you notice, we have a little different view. We've got some silver, and we have an old antique clock in the background which says, what, 5:02. Now, that's there for a reason for this video, and I'll get to that in a second. Um, just want to make a point, and hopefully it'll help me drive it home a little bit. As I said, I was going to start my collection, um, which I did a few months ago, and slowly starting to build it up. You can see my earlier purchases all the way in the back here. And if we zoom in a little bit, let's see. I'm not going to go through all those. I just want to show you the stack that's slowly starting to build. Most of them are American Eagles, you know, the Walking Liberty. And there's some Libertads in there, a couple Maple Leafs, a couple Kooks. But you know, it's a small collection, but it started to grow. Here's a little bit of my Constitutional Silver I just put up there for display. So this month it was time to make another purchase. Well, as I've said in the past, my income is limited. I'm retired, and you know, income and is not an awful lot of money, and there's certain times when I can't buy an awful lot. The last nice purchase I made was because I had sold some equipment that I used to use in another hobby, as I told you, which got my collection back here started, you know, so at least it's starting to show a little bit of growth. But down here are two new coins. These are my two new purchases, and I was only able to buy 2 coins this month. Next month it may only be 1. You know, things are, you know, a little bit tight. And so I went out and purchased a couple of new coins, and my first one is, of course, the core of my collection. Let's zoom in. Yeah, no, it isn't really much, you know, sense in showing this coin. It's so popular. Of course, it's our favorite. If I can get a hold of it where you guys can see it and tilt it. And it's harder than it looks. This, of course, is the I can't even get it. There you can see it. There. Well, now it's reflecting too much. But it's the Walking Liberty, American Walking Liberty, which I told you was going to be the core of my collection. And mainly because, of course, I'm looking for, you know, in the future, it's probably going to be collection be turned over to my wife once I am gone. And these, of course, are coins which are, you know, as all of you out there know, you're much more knowledgeable than I am, that's for sure. You know, these coins should be easy to liquidate for her. They shouldn't be difficult. So I added another one to there. And I wanted to get my second coin. So for the first time, I went and I bought a coin which is not a government-backed coin. It's a just a round. There were several that I was looking at, and I ended up getting this. This is, of course, the famous Mercury dime from years ago. Beautiful coin. I mean, when I received it, I was quite surprised. As you can see there, the glare. I mean, it's a beautiful, shiny coin. And another thing I found interesting was this, the back of the coin. It's got the American Eagle. It's the same design basically as the Walking Liberty, but it's the same, but yet slightly different. I mean, they copied it as, you know, close as they could, I guess. But if you look at it very, very closely, there is some differences in that eagle, in the feathering and stuff like that. There's a little bit of difference. But if I can get them both of them up together, let me see if I can do this without dropping one and and dinging it all up on myself. Let me see, can I get them side by side? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, okay, they're fairly close. You can see the design is basically the same. And if you look very closely, there's little differences in the feathers and things like that. But that's it. And so those are the two new purchases. So as you can see, as I said, and when I started, I'm a small-time operator. I will be a small-time operator and just let my collection grow as it may. And I'm actually surprised that it's gone as far as it has. Now, the clock in the background. What in the world is that doing there? Now, if you notice, first of all, it is an antique clock, so there's some money sitting right there, by the way. It's approximately 100 years old. It's from right around the World War I era, around 1917. I did some research on it. And it's worth a few $100s. It's hefty. I mean, if you pick this thing up, it's, I mean, you got to really put some heft in the leg. I mean, it's not one of these little, old or new plastic clocks that weigh about 3 ounces. I mean, this thing is heavy. It's hefty. I don't know what it's made of. It's almost like a metal. It's got the figure of a woman sitting here. Looks like a sunrise down here at the bottom, and of course my hand is shadowing and blocking everything. And nice design all around. Now, the story of how I got this was pretty interesting. I live in a retirement community, and there's about 33 units in here, and occasionally somebody will move out. Of course, we've had people, of course, pass on also. But as apartments open up, sometimes people just put stuff out on the table downstairs, and they don't want it. They're just trying to give it away, so they just put it down there, and if you want it, you grab it. Well, I had a neighbor of mine grab this clock. Notice, I think we said it was 5:02 when we started. Now notice it's coming up on 5:10. It is working. Her thing was she was going to keep it if it ran. Well, when she got it, it was not running. Well, me fooling around with antique clocks, I've got a few of them. Simple little thing, 3 screws. The movement moved out. It's just like the movement of a large pocket watch. And I lubricated it with just a little bit of a DW40 or the liquid lubricant. I shot it a little in there. It foamed up. The clock immediately started to run, and I dabbed away the excess, and it's been running now for over a year. But that's not why it's here. Notice now it is 5:10. Okay, so 8 minutes have passed by since I started this. Right now on my countdown clock, yes, 8 minutes. Just exactly on my clock on my computer screen as I'm recording. The point I'm trying to make here is small-time operator, and I'm in my 70s. In the time that we just did this video, 8 minutes has passed, okay? No big deal, but stop and think about that for 1 second. And I don't want to be ghoulish about this or, in any way, but another way to look at it is 8 minutes of your life has just passed by. You are 8 minutes closer to the end of your life. And in my case, who knows? That could be very soon. The point I'm trying to make is time is very, very critical. You guys have been fantastic out there. You picked up on it early. You've got into it in a young age, and you got a great start, where this guy was busy doing other things, and it took me a long time to pick up on this, and now that I've started, I'm really happy I have. But the point is, time does not stand still for anybody. It continually runs, and your life clock is running down. There's no way you can stop it. In my case, like I say, I got started late, so I don't have as many minutes of those to tick away as you do. You guys out there that started in your 20s and 30s and even your 40s, you've got years and years to continue adding to your stack. And I congratulate you. I salute you, because you are people who have really thought about your future. For me, as I told you when I started, it was, try to save a few bucks, but every time something came up, what'd you do? You went and grabbed those couple of bucks. Well, I can tell you right now, this silver isn't going anywhere. Car repair coming up, not going to be done with this silver. It's going to stay in its little hiding place in my home here, and I'm going to continue adding to it. And hopefully it'll continue to grow to a nice tidy sum by the time it gets used. Probably by my wife, hopefully not me. I would, building it really for her. But again, the point is, time does not stand still. And I can really congratulate you that got started early. It was a great move on your part. I only wish I had been as smart. So that's about it. Next month I'll probably be back. I may only have one coin next month. We've got some stuff going on, and money going out that we really didn't expect. So maybe I better scrape up enough money and buy one coin. Who the heck knows? I don't know. But I want to just keep it going and let it grow. And if it's a slow growth, well, so be it. But it is growing, and right now I probably have more money sitting in one spot than I probably ever had in my lifetime, because when I let this money sit, this much money is in front of you right now, when that much built up, it generally got grabbed for some type of an emergency bill. You know how life goes. You know how it is. So having said that, I guess I better sign off. I'm running longer than I thought I would. But notice that hand up on that clock. It keeps ticking away. It's now getting close to 5:15. The old countdown clock just keeps on going. So you guys have a great one, and you just keep right on going. Don't quit. I wish you all the best, and stack as much of this stuff as you can, and use the time that you have allotted to you. I know you'll be very, very happy in the end. You're going to be much better off than a lot of your friends and people that you know that aren't doing things like this. It was a tremendous smart move on your part. So anyway, that's it. Don't have a lot for you. I just wanted to show you that and bring up that little time thing. That's something that always fascinated me. Einstein, relativity, and time. It's a very interesting subject. But just remember, that clock does not stop ticking for anybody. So guys, good luck to all of you. I salute all of you for what you're doing and for giving me the idea to get started. I'm really happy I did, and I salute to you for getting me started. So take care, guys, and we'll see you again probably with another very small purchase, but at least it'll be another purchase. Take care, guys.